The greatest power you possess is your ability to choose. Join Lowe's Moore as he reveals how you can begin to maximize that power by exploring yourself on the deepest levels and committing to making lasting and positive changes. Get ready to achieve breakthroughs that will lead to accelerated growth and transformation, because you are now tuned in to The Blueprint.
Why they actions contradict the lamb. I'm fellowshipping when I'm with the fam. That's more relations, that's forming a phonic.
Good evening and welcome back to the Blueprint Podcast. Again, I am excited. I know it's a little crazy out there, especially if you're in the Northeast. This storm is here, and it's raining like crazy. Like my mom used to say, it's raining like cats and dogs out there. But I got out a chance to go out to church today, and went out to church, came home, and man, I went for a walk. Even though it was raining, I just started walking, put my raincoat on, and just got out there. I don't let the rain, snow, cold, hot stop me from getting my every other day exercise in. And then came back home, and I'm in these phases now of, building for Christmas. I put up the Christmas tree after Thanksgiving, during Thanksgiving, and then I'm starting to put the lights around the house. And since I knew it was going to be a storm, this week I'm gonna start working on some stuff outside, and hopefully by the end of the week I'll be finished, right? With doing the decor and all that kind of stuff out there. I literally love this time of season, and I wanted to start off with, going from Thanksgiving to Christmas. This is my time. I mean, I've always been excited about Christmas since I was a little boy. I can always remember, because we never spent Christmas as a little kid. Never spent Christmas I'm from Mount Vernon, New York, but I never spent Christmas as a little kid in Mount Vernon because originally I was born in Plymouth, North Carolina. So every Christmas, my mom would pack us up. Right. Go down to the Port Authority, get on that bus, stand on those long lines. Right. And get on that Greyhound or that Trailway bus with all four of us, man. And we get down to Plymouth, North Carolina, to be down there with my grandparents, and everybody would be there. I mean, all my aunts, uncles, everybody would be there, and I would be excited. And then when we used to drive, right? We used to drive, and the wonderful thing I loved about Christmas, you don't see it much anymore, right? Is everywhere you went, the houses are full of lights. I mean, I could never sleep, man. Just waiting to see the next light on the house and how the houses were decorated. That's why it's my favorite time of the year, because during my travels, even if I was on Trailways or Greyhound or driving in the car, I just used to love the lights, right? And I do know that the holiday season, there's some people that don't celebrate Christmas. There's some people who don't believe in Christmas. For those who are Christian, and I know the real season for Christmas, or the real reason for Christmas, is Christ. I understand that clearly. You don't have to convince me of that. But it's also a time where, whether you be a Christian or not a Christian, there's always a time for family. When you think about the number one thing between Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's all about family, right? And I used to see them lights. And for me, those lights I used to see on all the houses and different things like that was really about celebration, a celebration of family. Right. And I know this sometimes it's tough because, as you get older, you realize that things change. But for me, the memories of Christmas never change. My dad's not here. My grandfather's not here. My grandmother's not here. My mother and father-in-law is not here. But it doesn't make me sad, right? It heightens the memories that we used to have celebrating, putting up the Christmas tree, getting, anticipation for Christmas, getting out, getting the gifts and all those different things. It's just this time just makes me happy. They're gone. It doesn't make me sad. I think about the wonderful times we shared, the love we shared for each other. I mean, amazing, just an awesome time, and that's why I'm celebrating those memories, right? And I'm building new memories, and it's rare now, where every house used to be lit up with lights. I used to see a celebration, right? This is a time of celebrating family. This is a time of celebrating not only family, but celebrating God, right? And celebrating Jesus, who he's the reason for the season, right? And that's powerful. Now, whatever you celebrating, right? It is a time of love. It is a time of family. It is a time of joy. It is a time of celebration. And it is a time of remembering, right? Remembering all the wonderful things all the wonderful times we spent with family. So as we go in, this is the countdown, after tonight, well, we're in 15 days before Christmas. We're in the countdown, right? And I think I made a little sign for that called the countdown, right? And I'm looking forward to Christmas. I'm looking forward to spending time with family. Even though my brothers and sisters, they are all in Fayetteville, North Carolina, they all moved away. they're going to be celebrating together. But yet my mom is up here. Mount Joyce is in Mount Vernon, and we're going to be celebrating. And then of course I have my kids, and my kids got kids, so, hey, we just going to keep it rolling, So, again, welcome to the Blueprint. Man, I want to say thank you, first of all, to each and every one of you who support the Blueprint each and every week. And I mean, I love you guys. It's awesome, man. I love the comments. Remember, this is interactive, right? So as we go along, if you have any questions or comments, please put them up. Yeah, put them in the box and we'll answer as many of them as we can. And then let me just throw quick things out before we get rolling here. Right. On December the 27th, right. All that I've launched Lowe's More Global Communication. And on December the 27th, put it on your calendar. I'm hosting the overview of youth development. And I'm excited about it because, there's a lot of organizations. See, when I started with the Boys and Girls Club, I started from the ground floor. Right. And I had to learn a lot of things. I had to visit other clubs. Right. I had to not be ashamed of where I was at and be defensive about where I was at because I was at a grassroots club. Right. In order for you to get out of the grassroots, in order for you to grow from one level to another level. Right. You have to be able to go out and look at other organizations. If you're in a church, if you're in a school, if you're at a Boys and Girls Club or YMCA, and you're at the grassroots, right? Sometimes you got to go out. You got to go outside your doors, and you got to find out what other people are doing to make your club, your organization may be good, right? But sometimes, ultimately, we want to be great, and we need to know what those things are. Right. And so I'm doing an overview of youth development on December the 27th. It's a Wednesday. Right. As we go along, I'll give you more details, more information. We do have a flyer for it. Probably show it throughout the show. But December the 27th, put it on your calendar. The overview of youth development. There are 7 big reasons why we should be successful in our organizations, in our churches, in our schools. So let me jump right into it. Let me get rolling here. I also have my book of the week or books of the week, right? Right there in front of you, Bill Winston. That's my man right there. There's a lot of organizations. I love to read. And one of the things that I've learned from Dr., a few weeks ago, I did something, my person of the week was Dr. Miles Monroe. I like learning. I like reading different things from different people. Dr. Miles Monroe, I didn't know him, but he was kind of like a mentor. And then I ran into Bill Winston, right? He became like a mentor because ministry is not just in the church. As the blueprint, right? We talk about the 7 spheres of influence, right? There's 7 mind molders, 7 mountains, right? And Bill Winston in his book, faith in the marketplaces. There's 7 lifestyle, 7 spheres of influence. You see all the things on the side of it. It says religion, relationship, family, education. It says government and law, media, business and finances, sports, arts and entertainment. My career was in sports, arts and entertainment. My ministry, my assignment, my purpose was in sports, arts and entertainment. Right. And so we all have spheres of influence. We all have gifts and assignments, and we have a sphere that we need to go into, right? We need to bring God into that sphere. We need to bring the fruit of the Spirit into that sphere of influence, right? We need to impact people with love and kindness, right? And we need to bring Christ to the world. So, and we need spheres. We need to be developed in those in God so that we can go in those spheres of influence and impact them. So, so these 2 books, there's 2 books right there. That's why it says books. The blueprint books of the week, Bill Winston, right? Faith in the marketplace, right? Doing a study on this on my men's call on Wednesdays. We just started. We're about to start the study next week on faith in the marketplace. And Lance Wallnau and Bill Johnson has a book called Invading Babylon, the 7 Mountain Mandate, right? And it's going to be a training, right? You need to be trained in order to go into a sphere of influence. And man, nobody does it better than these 2 guys, right? And just awesome, right? There's Kevin down there saying, watch for Dr. Miles Monroe's videos. He's been watching since last week. Man, great teaching. That's an awesome teaching. And so let me quickly go on to the next, the word of the week. And remember last week I had reset, reignite, reclaim. I had all those words last week, but reset. As we go into a new year, it's a time of reset. It's time to think. Right now, it's time to think about what next year is going to look like, right? We need to hit the reset button, right? We need to reset ourselves, reestablish ourselves, and think about, like, what is our plan for next year? What is our vision for next year? What is the purpose for next year? What's the assignment for next year? And we need to prepare for it now. So hit that reset button, and start working on. Should have started already. I've already started for 2024 already. But we need to reset. Sometimes we just get caught up in this life circumstances and issues and stuff like that we just can't hit the reset button, right? But hit that reset button, get out a pen, pad, get out your phone, right? And get to work, right? Get to work, get to the point, start designing, right? Designing what next year is going to look like. And it's going to be cool, right? So, and then next is the affirmation. Affirmation of the week. So this is the Hill and Pierce Harper affirmation moment. The affirmation is write the vision. You just heard me hit the reset button. Now write the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2:2. A people without a vision, people without a plan, people without a blueprint will fail. Right? So write the vision. Hit the reset button and start writing the vision as you go into 2024. And then here's my music and movie of the week, right? I don't know if you guys are a Donnie McKirkland fan, right? But hey, if you can, hey, give me your favorite Give me your favorite Darwin McClurkin. One of mine is "We Fall Down, But We Get Up." Right, and if you got a favorite Darwin McClurkin song, hey, put it in the chat. I want to see what it is. And then here's the movie of the week, and I'm looking forward to it this Christmas. I'll be taking my my grandkids, all of them. A couple of weeks ago for Thanksgiving, we went to see the movie Wish. All three of them went. We took them all. And Migration is coming out. Man, I love ducks. You know, my grandkids love ducks. And we're going to be one of the first ones to see Migration in the movies coming up this holiday season. Looking forward to it. That's my music, and that's my movie of the week. All right. Let's give her my person of the week. Right, is Whoopi Goldberg. Right, Whoopi Goldberg, man. I mean, I think Whoopi's on The View, but man, I love Whoopi stuff, you know, going all the way back. I don't know, The Color Purple, right? The Color Purple is coming out again, right? I don't know if they can top when Whoopi did Color Purple, right? But she's my person of the week. Man, she's had an amazing career. She speaks her mind, right? And I love her for it, right? That's my person of the week, Whoopi Goldberg. All right, I think we're getting there. Oh man, I think that's it, right? One more thing. Let me say one more thing. I think I have the King movement, right? If you're in the Westchester, New York area, right? I have a King movement meeting coming up on December the 16th at the Mount Vernon Public Library, right? And it's going to be an awesome meeting at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on December the 16th. And the King movement, the national president is Chris Broussard, right? And man, we're just trying to build men. Right. We just trying to develop men. And so look forward to seeing you guys there. And then finally, next week, right, next Sunday, right, we got Mr. Dwayne Brown, right? He's an event planner. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with him next week. And it's going to be awesome. Man, it's going to be a real awesome time next week. But let's get rolling now. Check out this video as we get into this week's amazing show.
I've seen Buck do a lot of things, never this. I thought he was going to slam this one. Instead, he switches to the left adroitly. Buckaroo.
Oh, we welcome to the blueprint, Buck Williams. Hey, Buck, what?
My knees are hurting.
Huh?
Right there watching it.
Your knees are. Oh man, when I saw that highlight, huh? What'd you say?
I'm out of wind. I'm like 30.
Oh man, when I saw you do that move, I said, man, I didn't know Buck had that in his playlist.
One of those nights I was feeling good.
Oh man, Buck, welcome to the Blueprint, man. Appreciate you, and I'm thankful. We were talking a little bit earlier. Danielle Owens, right? We hadn't talked to each other in years. And my goddaughter, Danielle Owens, gave me a call and said, "Do you know Buck Williams?" I was like, "What? What do you mean, do I know Buck?" And we got a chance to talk. We got a chance to get reconnected, man. And, man, I'm glad to have you on the show, man.
First of all, I just want to apologize. I know we've been trying to hook up for a while now. I've just been very busy, but I'm glad you continue to be persistent. You always been consistent when you play, so I'm sure it wasn't surprising when you kept calling and trying to get me on your show.
Oh man, well, yeah, thanks, man. You got to be persistent,
Yeah.
You can't get anywhere if you're not persistent. And and I want to say the other day I was at a dinner for the I think it's the Westchester Health Center. It used to be Westchester Neighborhood Health Center. Now it's the Westchester Community Health Center. And I was there, and a gentleman by the name of Kevin Bunch, right? He's on the show, right? He's watching right now. I think he made a comment already. He must be a big Buck Williams fan. I think I seen a comment from him already. Look, right there. It said, "Good evening, everyone. Waiting for Nets great Buck Williams." Oh man. And he said, Buck Williams gonna be on there, man. Oh, that's my man. I was like, okay.
So I see one fan out there somewhere, huh?
Hey, you got a lot of fans, not just one. Hey, I might ask my wife if you got his number. We have to pop him on. I'm going to shoot him a link here so he can pop on later on in the show and say hello to you.
Okay, it's all good.
Yeah. So Buck, man, real quick before we digress for a moment, what are you doing now? Okay, I know you retired from basketball, but what are you doing now? Are you doing got any interesting projects or things that you're doing?
Well, I've been a Renaissance man for a long time. They call me the Renaissance man. But for the last 8 to 10 years, I've been in real estate investments. So we have a small real estate investment company that right here in Potomac, Maryland. So I've been very busy doing that, having a lot of fun, and I get to call my own practice times. But it's pretty cool.
So you coaching too?
No, I coached for 2 years in Portland.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of different. The players are different now. I have a lot of these analytical dudes walking around the gym, and they have the ear of the coach, and so it's kind of a different situation. I did for 2 years, decided that wasn't for me. I really got a chance to kind of coach the young guys and get a new look at this new game of basketball they're playing with this 3-point shot and this high pick and rolls and everybody running to the corners for the three.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, interesting when you think of today's game, right? And you think of yourself, if you were playing today, you probably could make that adjustment, man, from, because we was talking earlier about, we had roles back in the day, even though, I was a great scorer in high school. I was a great scorer in college, and I played the point and the two. When you get to the league, your role changes, and you're a point guard. So now most guards today are lead guards. I mean, they have the ability to run a team and they have the ability to score the ball. I was kind of a lead guard, but what they wanted from me was to distribute the basketball, right? And so we had roles, and so it wasn't people looking to develop you in the other areas. They just wanted you to run the team and distribute the ball. And so Buck Williams, uh, we didn't get a chance to see a lot of those, you know, finger rolls, dipping. We didn't get you to see you bring anything out the black bag, But so your role we were talking about earlier was to play good defense and rebound the ball and play your role, in which you did well for a lot of years. Talk about, like, I don't know if it is in your mindset to make that adjustment, to be able to just pull up get out there and shoot some threes, and So talk a little bit about that. Playing back then and playing today.
Well, I felt that I enjoyed rebounding the ball. When I first started playing the game, my high school coach, Reggie Henderson, there was a rebounder in the gym. There's a machine back in the day. I'm sure you all be familiar with it. The ball's up in the basket. The ball rolls out. You jump up with two hands. You pull the ball down to kind of work your rebounding. And I got fascinated with that machine because you could raise it and see how you could jump to pull the ball off. So since I was like in the ninth grade, I was fascinated with the machine, and I kind of developed my rebounding through that. And my high school coach, Reggie Henderson, really instilled in me the importance of rebounding the ball. It was just a natural fit for me. You look at my career, I still score like 16 or 17,000 points, which is, you came out of scrub, you can score that many points. So, but rebounding is what I really enjoy doing. I thought anyone could score, if you shoot it enough. But my thing was that, I could sacrifice my game and rebound the ball, defend, and make my team much better. And if they need to throw the ball into me, I could score in the box. So it was such a natural for me, rebounding, and to focus on it. That was my role. I didn't really care about scoring, so I became just one of the best ever played in the NBA. When I retired, I was like in the top 13 of all-time rebounders in the league. So the resume, just rebounding the ball, playing my role, just bode very well for me.
Yeah. Well, the crazy part was, like, I knew if Buck was going for a rebound, I wasn't going for a rebound. I might get my hand caught up in one of those clamps up there and get a finger snatched off.
That's what the problem in the league is, that all guys want to be universal. They want to be able to do everything. They want to shoot the three. They want to rebound, and they become a jack of all trades, like a master of none. And they watch Steph Curry, which is one of the best shooters you've ever seen. And they always want to mimic and model their game off of Steph Curry. But everybody can't be Steph Curry. So that's what I think the kind of game is kind of lacking now. The final point of the game, the pass and the rebound, the defending, it's nowhere to be seen in this new age game. The game is popular, viewership is very popular. The game itself is still popular, but a lot of people kind of miss the nuances of the game. The sportsmanship, the gamemanship, defending and rebounding. So it's going to be interesting to see where the game goes from here, because they're scoring about 280 points a game a night. Both teams are scoring about, some nights like 280. That's like ABA days. And I don't know where you go from here. I mean, did the game get 300 points a game a night between the two teams? So the game, it's a very interesting game now, but it's still popular. And I'm happy that, the players are still, successful, still doing well, playing the game. And the game is international now. Some things we talked about many years ago when I was president of the union, is trying to how do we get the game international. And I think we can accomplish it now with international players coming over. To appeal the NBA internationally with half some other countries. So it's still popular, but I just hope that there's not a depth in the game when you lose the nuances of the game from other aspects we play of the game outside of scoring. Now, if you score, you're a great player, and that's what the game is all about. But somewhere down the line, it's always going to come back to the fundamentals of other parts of the game too. I don't
Well, yeah,
think it's the same stuff as the scoring in basketball.
yeah, it's also interesting because I would love to see the data on uh, on how long a player plays.
So,
Today in terms of, because not everybody, although the data says or the analytics say, shoot more threes, shoot more shots, but everybody can't do it.
so,
They may be shooting them, they may not be making them, but I mean, what's your longevity? In terms of how long you stay in the league. Whereas before, if you were a defensive stopper, I remember Lionel. You remember Lionel Hollins?
yeah, mhm,
Yeah. So I remember Lionel. He was coaching. He was coaching with the Nets. Now I don't remember the player, but he mentioned to this player. He said, "Man, you could play 10 or 15 years in this league, and you could make a lot of money in this league, right? If you just focus on grabbing a rebound
your role.
and a good outlet, right? And on the box, turn around and make the layup, right? Just concentrate on making the layup and getting the offensive rebound and making the layup." He said, "Man, you could be 10, 15 years in the league, and get paid, right?" And the guy was talking about, "Man, I'm gonna be an all-star this year," and he started doing stuff outside that box. The guy, I don't think he lasted after that year. That was his last year.
Right,
He's no longer playing in the league, right? But he was giving him a formula,
right,
like if you could do that thing well,
right.
right? And he knew he could do it.
Mhm.
He knew he could play defense. He knew he could rebound. He said, if you could just make a layup.
And, it's interesting because now you see these young kids, but all of them out shooting 3-point shots. And they're not 3-point shooters, or they probably never be 3-point shooters. So it's going to be interesting to see, like I said, how the game evolves. Because right now, I'm a little concerned about it, the game. You talk
Yeah.
to a veteran player that's played the game on any level, it's hard for them to kind of watch because of the way the game is played. You have guys playing no defense. Before the game the other night, the Lakers and Indiana in the in-season tournament. It's kind of laughable just how poor the defense is in the game. It's laughable. You have 2 or 3 guys who can have the ball most of the time. The other players are not going to be as involved. So I think the NBA has changed the rules to allow more offense, and they keep trying to push viewership. And somewhere down the game, you got to get back to the purity of the game because it can't last at the rate it's going right now. And that's like, again, that's my greatest concern.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's digress for a moment, man. Because you had mentioned before we go into talk a little bit about family.
So,
I want to talk a little bit about you were talking about a mentor, somebody that comes into your life, somebody that makes a difference in your life. Talk about your coach and your mentor growing up and the impact that he had on your life.
yeah, my high school coach's name was Reggie Henderson. He was my mentor. I met him in my 9th grade year when I first started playing ball. Started playing ball late in 9th grade. And I was very fortunate to have him because, he really believed in me as a basketball player. He would send me up to Sun Hill League every summer and play in the Sun Hill League with guys like Gene Banks and Tillman, and I'm sure you're familiar with most of these players. Up they had all the pro, Gerald Dr. J, all those guys played in the pro leagues and Philly in the Sun Hill League. So Coach Henderson was responsible for me. He was my architect. He was a guy that believed in me and felt that I could become a great basketball player and set out a blueprint for me to be successful. So everybody needs someone that kind of believes on them and can mentor them. And I've mentored young men too, and that is the greatest gift to mentor a young man or a young lady. So he was a person. He is passed 2 years ago, and he was my coach, and he became a friend and mentor, and a father figure. So he played all the different roles in my life, and we miss him, and he left an indelible imprint on my life.
Yeah. And we were talking before the show, um, and it doesn't have to be in basketball. I mean, we of course we have parents, mom and dad, but we also have a teacher, a coach, somebody met at the library, and people that just come in your life and just impact you, just make a difference in your life. And we're talking about how important that is, and how important it is for kids today to want to be mentored, to want somebody to give them some advice,
Mhm.
you know, um, and today how important it is to have a mentor, and how important it is to be a mentor,
Yeah.
not just have one, but be one as well. And I'm thankful. We're both thankful to, all our mentors.
Mhm.
I had a teacher who was a mentor. Miss Walters. She still today. She would end up being connected not only to me, but to my brothers, to my sister, to my daughter. My daughter's growing up. Next thing you know, she was in there. They were in her class, and she was going to their games. I mean, and everything that they do, Miss Walters is there,
Right.
right? And Coach Henderson, you know, I love those people, man. And we don't know where we would be if they weren't a part of our lives, So
Just interesting, you and I talked about this a little bit, the pre-show. And we talked about Dr. King. Dr. King always talked about service. Anyone can be great who's willing to serve. And being a mentor is pretty much what you're serving because you're not really getting paid for it. If you're a janitor, but you ever, go and serve someone, serve food, or just serve people, community, I mean, you can be great. And that's I always believe in that in terms of giving back. And people always want to do crazy things to be great, but just the most fundamental thing you can do is serving other people to be great.
yeah,
Coach Dennison, I mean, he became a renowned coach just from serving the community. Everybody knows him. He's more popular than almost than I am now in my home. And that's a that's a legacy I want to leave, and I want to do more in that area. That's what I want people to remember about me is that Buck he served other people. And because with basketball, it's fleeting. You have a career, or you're fortunate. I had one for 17 years, but at the end of the day, you want to be impactful. You want to do something impactful and leave an account of legacy when you help other people. And that's the kind of legacy I want to leave.
awesome, man. So talk about growing up, man. Talk about mom and dad, and if
Yeah.
you had siblings, and talk about their in terms of the foundation of education, foundation of faith, and the foundation, and most importantly, the foundation and importance of family.
Oh man, it's critical. Growing up in a small town as I did, you was down in Plymouth, about 30,000 people in your old hometown down there. Got about 50,000 in my old hometown. But my father, he was a construction worker. And, fascinating person. I mean, he had a third grade education, but yet he was like a genius. I mean, people come to him in the community and ask him, can you go come fix my car? Uh, he got kind of very mechanical man. He probably would have been an engineer if he'd had more schooling. But every day, as I told you in the pre-show, was that he would wake up every day regardless and go to work. And he instilled a great work ethic in me, just watching him go to work every day, counting the bill every day. Regardless what he did on the weekend, Monday morning, he's ready to go to work. So that's the image that I have of my father, and just kind of growing up because that work ethic was instilled in me. I never was very passionate about basketball. I love the good game of basketball, but basketball was my way out of poverty, and my work ethic was, I could have applied it to anything and been good at it, but I saw it as a way to come up out of poverty. And, sometimes in poverty, it was a silver lining for me because it makes you think in poverty when you grow up poor. Because you don't have things. You create your toys that you play with. You have this sort of mind to kind of make things work on your own. So to me, growing up in poverty was a kind of good thing in a way because it kind of forced me to really think and really be able to function as a person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we always talked about the power of education,
Right.
and the power of faith. Talk a little bit about that, the education and the faith part of it.
Yeah, that was so important. Just growing up. Every Sunday I was in Sunday school and vacation Bible school, and I got to, instilling those kind of values that you need growing up. Growing up in church, and that's what I did. I grew up in church, and my mom, she had a sixth grade education. My dad had a third grade education. So coming out of school, their greatest thing for me was finish high school. They didn't have a vision for me to go on to college. So I was like one of the first ones to go off to college and get a college degree. But it was important to them, but they didn't have the vision. They couldn't see no further than a high school education. But they supported me, and they gave me a good work ethic, and they taught me to be a good person and be honest and be humble. And those values and traits that I got from them are probably more important than I probably got in the classroom. But that was start playing basketball and start traveling and people beginning to know you who you are. And so it was, basketball has opened up a lot of doors. Graduated from the University of Maryland. So education has always been important. And my kids are graduate school. One son graduated from graduate school, business school. Other son, 4 year, very good school. So, you know, education go very well for my family, and what my wife and I always try to teach them about having a great, good education, because I think that's the road to understanding and the road to success is getting a great education.
Yeah. And Kevin asked, why did you choose Maryland?
Oh my God. No, Left recruited me. He was just probably the best recruiter in the country. Very colorful. He could relate to my parents. He was just a white guy who would come down and start talking about black eyed peas and cornbread and all the Southern cuisine. And my family really loved the fact that Left was so relatable. But Dean recruited me a lot, but I just thought that Maryland was a better fit for me. I could start playing much earlier because Dean had a tendency of bringing his players along very slowly. It's a running joke about Michael Jordan, the Dean Smith being the best defensive player on Michael Jordan because he brought him along so slowly. So I need to play, man. I need to get some clock. So I went to Maryland and started from day one and never looked back.
Yeah, man. I remember you playing at Maryland, man. You just an awesome player, man. I mean, what was some of the other besides Maryland? What were some of the other schools you said? Maybe North Carolina. Yeah, I know. North Carolina, man. You had to wait your turn, man. It wasn't.
Yeah, man. He had a pipeline coming. He got all the best players every year. So I think in the end, like my senior year, he really was pressing kind of hard. But at that time, Lefty was already in there. He'd already established himself. But I was recruited by Kentucky, Louisville, North Carolina State, Wake Forest, Hawaii. I was recruited from everyone in the country. It was kind of interesting because I would go up in the summer league and play in the Sun Hill League. It was probably the best summer league in the country at that time. So I got a lot of exposure up there playing in the Sun Hill League and got my chance to see how I would stack up against some of the better players and high school players in the country. So that was a good move every summer to go play in the Sun Hill League.
Oh yeah, well, you gotta go. I mean, especially if you're in the South,
Right.
man, you got to go where they playing at. I mean, I had a chance to play in Rucker when I was younger. Each one teach one, and with the M Young. I mean, New York had all kind of, and then Mount Vernon created his own summer league where we had all those same players that were playing in all those other leagues in the Bronx and Queens and all those places. We used to come down to Mount Vernon as well, and then we go up to the Greenberg Community Center, and then everybody started going there, and then we had great players, Gus and Ray and Rudy Hackett and all those guys, man, back in the day.
McCray brothers too. I played with McCray brothers.
Oh yeah, Rodney and Scooter.
Yeah, with Ray and Gus, those boys.
Yeah.
On Mount Vernon, man.
Yeah, we had a lot of guys. So, and you wanted to get out and play. You know that you ride your bike to different places. You get in a car with some guy say, "Hey man, I'm gonna take you down to the Rucker Park. I'm gonna take you over here," and you go over there because you want to know. You want to know if you can compete.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, those were good times back then. And Sunny Hill League was at the top 5 summer leagues in the nation.
No, in the Rucker League, we could play the Rucker League every summer. And man, that was, the New York against Philly, the Sun Hill League.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the greatest players ever played, man, played that league, in the Rucker League and the Sun Hill League. Those two leagues were like the top. So I really
Yeah.
enjoyed, being a country boy coming up from Rocky Mount, to see those kind of players, man, the players. Oh, that was a ticket for me. I look forward to every summer playing in the Sun Hill League.
Wow. Yeah, Sunny Hill League was great, man. Sunny Hill was he was a master.
And a great man.
Yeah, great man. Awesome. And hey, what happened to there was a guy from Rocky Mount I played with. I think we was in the CBA together. I think his name was Pittman.
Charles Pittman.
Charles Pittman.
We played in Maryland together for a year.
Yeah. How's Charles doing, man?
He's about 15 or 20 miles from my hometown. He's out in the country, though. I was in the city, Rocky Mount.
Okay.
But Charles, last I heard, he was out in Phoenix, Arizona. I lost contact with him.
Okay.
He played overseas for a while, and I think he resides in Phoenix right now.
Oh, yeah. He went out there where it's hot.
Yeah. He played for Phoenix for, maybe a year, 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Had a decent little stint there with Phoenix. So he decided to stay out in Phoenix.
Yeah. Charles was on the team with me when we was in the CBA, man. Nice guy, man.
Great.
Man, all you guys are nice guys, man.
Yeah, North Carolina team, man. You're a nice guy, too, from Plymouth.
I know. I'm a nice guy, too. Oh, man. And so you ended up after Maryland, fantastic career at Maryland. You ended up with being drafted by the New Jersey Nets.
Right. But I went to Maryland, and when I went there on my recruiting trip, Albert King, Brooklynite, took me out. He was there at Maryland. He was, I think Albert was like a sophomore when I was a freshman, and left and gave him money to take me out on my recruiting trip. He gave Albert like $200 or $300. He let the tape book out, show him a good time. So he took me to this party called a mixer on campus. He takes me out, man. We're having a good time, country boy. I don't know anyone. I look around, man. Albert is gone. He done taken $200 or $300. He's gone and left me at the mixer, dog. This dude is terrible. But it's all that I still went to Maryland, and but when I first went on my recruiting trip to see Albert King, I'd never seen a player like him in high school. This guy was he had so many moves. He was jackknife, and he's like a showman. I never seen a player with that kind of game. And so I said, man, I would love to play with this guy. That's why I'm going to the University of Maryland. I want to play alongside this guy here. So that's one of the reasons why I went to Maryland, because of Albert King.
Wow.
Highly recruited in high school. He was just, we became roommates. He was my best man at my wedding. So we are been incredible friends for a very long time. But he's one of the reasons why I went to Maryland.
Yeah. And
after Maryland, we go to New Jersey together.
That's right.
We go like 10 picks. So we hang out and play for New Jersey Nets together. So it's really kind of crazy. We spanned for like 14 years together, playing between Maryland and the NBA. So it's really unique to play your college roommate.
Yeah, man. And 2 of the nicest guys to ever play in the league.
Yeah, he was incredible.
Hey, I got acclimated, in regards to the NBA. I didn't play long, right? And I was in the top 10 nice guys to ever play in the league. I think you was up there. Albert was up there, the top 10 nicest guy. I don't know if I wanted that reputation now, but, I wanted to play, and but that's good too.
That came a year after you. You was in 1980. I came in 1981 in New Jersey.
Yeah, I was 1980. Yeah.
Darwin, when I got there, man, this guy knows more. Got Darwin Cook, man. This dude's a nice man.
Oh man! And then we were in the Pan Am trials together.
Yeah, I think they must have traded you a year I came. But
Yeah, I went to.
for a couple years.
Yeah, you played with Darwin for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Darwin's a nice guy too, man. I mean, we all nice guys, man.
Really nice guy. Came up, man. Came up out of the ashes, man.
Yeah, and then we were in the Pan Am trials. I think you made the Pan Am trials.
I made Olympic team.
And then you were there when Bobby Knight coached.
Yeah. I didn't do the Pan Am.
You didn't do the Pan Am?
No, I didn't do that.
Oh, you was in the Pan Am trials. You was in the trials?
Right. I didn't go to the trials. No, I didn't go to trials. I tried out for the Olympics. I made Olympic team in 19.
Right.
But then we had another team. I don't know what name. That was like a pre-Olympic team who went down to South American play. So I don't recall playing the Pan Am games. But I don't play.
No. But I'm saying like I was in the trials. I think you was there at the trials because Ralph Sampson? I think Sam Clancy made the team. He was knocking everybody over.
Oh wow!
Knocking everybody out.
Maybe I was. You play so I don't play like there's so many games that they all run together now.
Yeah. And that was a good time too. That was I think it was like 75 of the top best players. And man, that was a great weekend because you're talking about, and I think Isiah was coming out of high school. He tried out. He was going to Indiana. He made the team, as a right out of high school, and it was a great time, man, competing against the best.
No question.
Yeah.
You have AAU, so those guys they compete against each other all the time, become friends. Like now, I would never have played against you more than likely, but outside of the Pan Am games because you're like in New York, and that was
right.
in North Carolina, so. It's kind of neat in a way with AAU. That's why you're seeing so much parity now because guys are playing AAU. They see these players all the time, and they're not afraid of them anymore. Like I may play against a guy like Plants. I may have seen him play, so I don't know anything about him. So that's the way we kind of start. We play basketball. You go to a different community and you start playing like Magic Johnson came to my hometown one time. I never heard of Magic Johnson. When he came out and played in the playground, he's like. Played one-on-one with the best player in my hometown and beat him one-on-one. And this guy was like a legend. So it's kind of interesting now because all the players know each other.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Steph. They play together, whereas back in the day, you wouldn't know guys you played against, especially guys in different states.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to digress from the basketball for a moment again and talk about, talk about family, man. Currently, talk about, your wife and the kids and stuff like that, man. I know they done it.
Man, I've been married for 38 years, man.
How many years now?
38.
Oh man, I got you beat by 2.
Come on. Oh, man, I hate that. I hate you got me beat by 2, man. But I met my wife, man, in college, and I kid all the time. I always say she stalked me for a couple of years, and I said, you get in the back of that long line, work your way up. She worked her way all the way up to the front. So I felt obligated to marry her. So we got married and have 2 kids and just a wonderful relationship with my wife. And I love her to death. And she's drinking the water now. She wasn't drinking the water before. She's drinking the water, and it's all good.
She's drinking water.
Drinking water now, man. I got my water right now. It's all good, man. But really all about family over here. My 2 sons, Julian and Malik. Matter of fact, son Malik is here locally. And,
okay.
And Julian's over in Albania. He just in the process of getting married. So we have a real tight family, man. And when I retired from the NBA, I retired a little early because I wanted to get back in the family circle. And so my family means so much to me. And my wife, she was doing her thing in business before we got married, and she sacrificed her career to raise my 2 sons. And so I'm really just thankful and it's a blessing that she was able to do that. So we go strong together, man. We with a newborn now, my granddaughter. So she gonna run the Williams clan for the next 15 years anyway. It's all good, man. So
Yeah. So you a pop.
I'm pop now. You know, I have friends. You know, we used to go out and they would always flash these pictures of grandkids and talk about their grandkids all night over dinner. So now I get involved in the conversation. Granddaughter's picture.
Well, you know, it's crazy because it took us a while. My sister and both my brothers had grandkids. My wife was like having a fit, right? Because we had no grandkids. I'm like we the old I'm the oldest in the bunch, so if we ain't got no grandkids, man, you know. And then the pandemic hit. The
Oh,
pandemic hit and they started popping out. Pop.
it was a blessing that pandemic. It was a blessing.
Hey, yeah, it definitely was. And you know what? I needed every moment with them in the pandemic because, oh man, they gave me something to do.
My oldest son, man, he's 34, and I was like, dude, we're not getting young. We better go ahead and get this thing going here, man. I'm like 8 years old, my first grandkid.
Oh man,
He went in and got it done, man. So we're so ecstatic, man. She's you know, it's like you say, to have the kids, it's a blessing, man. But the grandkids, it's something special there, man. To see that longevity, that legacy continues on and on. So that's a very special moment, man, to have a grandkid.
yeah, man. I mean, it's the best.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, it is the best.
No question.
Oh man, and how old is she?
She's 2 months now.
2 months.
She's 2 months.
And let me tell you something. The best is yet to come.
I can't wait. I got my wife design her bedroom already, and we, we just got back from Albania. About a month ago?
Okay.
From Albania.
What's he doing out there?
Well, my son's his fiance. They live in Albania.
Okay.
The one just had a baby, so they're in Albania. We went out to visit to see the baby, the birth of the baby, and everything, and stayed out for a couple of weeks. And so it's been real cool, man. That you know, they over in Albania now. They'll be back in February.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Now I'll tell you the craziest thing is like when they come in the house,
uh-huh.
right? Or you call them on you FaceTime them,
Right.
you know, and they see you. It's like Papa.
That's the time for it, man.
Oh man, it's the greatest. I
Yeah.
mean, that is the greatest experience.
But
Now,
for me, man, to watch my son become a father.
mm,
You raise your kids and you teach them to try to do the right thing. You raise them, in the Word and in Christianity and faith and to see them go into that role as a father, man, and a husband, it's kind of powerful, man, because you felt like you had a little bit to do with that, and just to watch my son now as a father and a husband, man, it's great, man. It's great just watching it because he's taking it to it so well, and he's great with his daughter, and he's taking her for walks, and he's out with her, he's doing day to day stuff with her. So it's just great, man, watching it. You know,
yeah,
it
no,
had a little bit to do with a little bit to do with that.
a little bit to do with it.
Right. Yeah.
Look at this guy, man.
Oh,
What's up, man?
Bucko, what's happening, man?
I can't call it, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm hanging in there. What's up, Lowe's?
What's up, Darwin?
Nothing much. Man, sitting out here with a fire pit, chilling, watching football.
Man, you should send some of that weather down here to New
Really,
York and Maryland, man.
really.
Hey man, I'm a Cali boy. You know that y'all like that cold. Shoot. Shoot. I don't even like a cold when it's selective.
Oh man,
Oh, cool.
we got that great Darwin Cook. That's my roommate right there, man. That's my
Yeah,
buddy right
boy.
there.
Yeah.
You still smoking
We
no stogie? You still got smoking no stogie?
Those what?
Stogie.
Man, yeah. I'm out here. I'm out here. Got my fire pit going and just chilling out. Yeah, I'll let you see the fire pit. Yeah, I got that
Oh
going.
man.
You
You,
know,
You didn't tell Lowe's about those stories when you throw me the ball in the postage.
Man, I used to take care of you, man. I made you.
Yeah, he waited for the double team so he could shoot it.
That's right. And I said, if you wasn't gonna shoot, I was gonna shoot. Because we had to fight. We had to fight to get the ball from Otis and Mike Ray. So
No question, no question.
and then Albert just
Oh,
and, Al, and
Black hole.
Albert barely opened his eyes and took a shot. So
Oh man, and
Man,
me and Darwin got drafted together.
yeah,
Man.
we're his roommates, boy. I tell you.
Yeah, we was in each other's wedding.
Yeah,
Mm.
they talked about me and Lowe's our rookie year because we brought the same kind of car
No,
with
what
them little
was
fake
it, a Vega? Was it a Vega or was it a little Volkswagen?
man with them little fake checks we was getting. We got a Nissan.
Oh,
My mother says she's waiting for Darwin. My mother says she's waiting for your call, man.
Man, you yeah, that's great. Now she gonna kill me.
He couldn't even make up an excuse. He was like,
Yeah, she gonna kill me.
those fucks.
Tell moms I love her though. She know I love her though, right?
yeah, she know that.
I miss that. I miss that iced tea and then that coming home on days off and we go there and she got a meal. So it's like, hey, that's some good times.
Yeah, that was good times, man. Yeah.
It's nice to see you, Cook. I think
Man, but
we try to connect, and one time on LinkedIn or whatever, we got to connect, man.
oh, for sure, man. I miss seeing you, bro.
Yeah, me too, man.
And
I'm
Lowe's,
gonna
man,
send you I'm gonna send you Buck's number, man.
Okay, yeah, I'll make sure I don't lose it this time.
Yeah, don't lose this one, man.
You know these phones, man. It's like
It's the phone.
you change phones and everything
Yeah.
disappears.
Yeah, right.
Then you got to
Hey.
start over, man. We too old for
No.
starting over.
No, all you gotta do is print your list, man. Just print it out, man. Put it in the corner somewhere.
Put in the cloud, man. Put in the cloud.
Man, what's the cloud? Yeah, buddy.
Oh
I'm just
man.
enjoying life, man. And traveling, going to jazz events, and playing golf whenever I can.
And look, man, you come back to the East Coast, you let me know, man. Because I want to get some of that money, man. The 1980.
What money? Man,
Yeah.
you can't play no golf, man.
Ooh,
That owl behind you.
I'm not gonna tell you where I'm a member. I'm not gonna tell you that.
I don't care. You can be a member, don't mean you can play.
I'm just telling
What's your
you,
handicap?
you gotta
What's your
at
handicap?
least be like a 2. At least a 2 to get
You a
in.
2?
Yeah, I'm a 2.
Oh, nice. Okay.
What are you?
I'm a 5. I'm a 5.
Well, I'm gonna take your money all day then.
I'm a 10.
No,
Nah, just okay.
no, you don't. You might take Lowe's money. You don't take mine.
All right. Well, look, you come east.
I don't know. I play better with competition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
me
look,
too.
when you come east, you gotta call me to play, man.
I'm gonna try to get back. I've been trying, man, but it's been I got 3 grandkids. No, 4 grandkids, man.
Wow.
We were just talking about grandkids. It's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my boys look older than me. Them kids wearing them out.
Hey, they deserve it. They deserve it. What they did.
Oh man, it's a blessing, man.
Yeah.
It's good. They good parents, man.
That's good.
Well, I don't know what it is, because we had kids and we still look,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Oh,
And we handled it. We knew how to handle our business.
There you
You
go.
know, now these kids are like, man, stressed out.
Man, yeah, they.
What you
I
know, it's a
remember-
walk right now, man. I mean, everything's so expensive for these kids. They graduate from college, man. You try to get a house or whatever. It's just rough right now.
Oh yeah,
That's why when they all stressed out. It's just rough on these young kids coming out of college.
yeah, but
It's rough.
both Casey and Dion, they both basically got their own businesses, man.
Oh, great.
So they doing pretty good.
What business they in, Doc?
Well, Dion's up in Seattle, and he's a entrepreneur, opening up small black businesses, giving them opportunities to open up business up there. So he's doing well.
Wow.
You know, in Casey's account, he's a money man. You know, he
Oh,
just
wow. Oh, wow.
he'll workaholic. You
No, I guess you
know,
got some Deborah then, I
yeah,
guess.
yes, they did.
That's too
That's
much.
something.
Wow,
Yeah. Well,
man.
how my girl doing, man? Both
Yeah,
of
she's still with me, man. She's still drinking the water. I was telling Lois she's drinking the water.
them.
That's what I want.
Oh
Buck
my
said
God.
Buck said 38, and I'm at 40.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Y'all good.
yeah.
Y'all real.
He's- oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Treese hit me up and said, "Oh, you got to join the." I said, "I didn't even know y'all was doing this tonight." So I said, "I'm definitely going to be on because
Definitely.
you're two
yeah.
brothers that you know I got a lot of respect for.
Yeah.
You
We
know,
do good, man. We do good.
it made my career. Even though me and Lowe's only got to play 1 year together, we should have had more. But you know, then Bucks coach came in, Larry Brown, and wanted to get all them people from the ACC on the team. Yeah, but
Oh,
it worked out, man.
Oh yeah, definitely worked out.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know what? When you have good foundation, man, nobody can keep you down, man. When you got good foundation,
Yeah.
amen to that.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
So,
you
man, we love you, man. D.
I love you too. I'm
all right,
sorry
man.
y'all can't. I'm
Hey,
sorry
who's that?
y'all can't.
Losey's out there now. He's in California now.
Where you at?
I think he in Burbank.
Hey, how long you been out here? Since college?
Almost a week, man. You know, he's singing
Oh,
on a
okay.
tour. He's
Oh,
singing
okay.
on the cruise ships, man, while they was on
Yeah.
strike, acting
Oh,
strike.
oh, nice.
Yeah, so he had just gotten back and he flew into Arizona and then he flew into California. I think he's on
Oh,
his way back tomorrow.
okay. Well, tell him next time he come here, he better not be sneaking in and don't call his uncle.
Okay, I'll tell him. All right,
Yeah,
man.
Nice seeing you, man.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Love you
Use
guys,
your
man.
All
number.
right, love you too, man.
Use
Yeah,
your
Lowe's,
number, dog.
get my number to Buck and give me Bucks and I'll catch up with you, brother. Because
All right,
I
man.
need to take. Because I'll definitely take your golf money
Okay.
at your club at your country club.
Okay. Sounds good, man.
Oh my God.
Sounds good. I look forward to it.
All right,
We'll
tell
come out
tell both.
ATM machine when you come.
Right. tell, tell both my wives I said I love them.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All
man.
right, man. You guys have a good one.
All right, you too. Later.
Love you. All right, later.
Man, it was cool, man.
Yeah, that's cool,
Later
man.
on.
I don't know. Look like am I frozen or who's frozen, huh? He said both of us are frozen.
I think you're frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen. He'll come back.
Okay.
So there's a couple of questions that I think that some folks asked from you. So let me see what I have, because it says, was Steve Shepard a teammate? Was Steve Shepard a teammate?
Yeah,
Um,
he was there before me.
he was before you?
At Maryland, yeah, he was from Maryland. He was there before me.
Wow, wow. And so it's pretty good that that things are going. I thought about over the years watching you play. What is the toughest person that you played against during your time at the Nets? So I say with the Nets.
Uh, man, so many dudes. Wow. Probably guys like Maurice Lucas and Lonnie Shelton, guys like that. And then in the 90s, playing against Karl Malone. Karl Malone probably my toughest guard, toughest player to guard back in the day. He was a handful, man. That guy would beat you up on offense.
He probably said the same thing about you though. watching the way you would pull in those offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds, he probably had a hard time playing against you. No,
Because I took a lot of cold baths playing against him.
as I watched the games these times, I noticed that the physicality of the game today is, like you said, the referees, they call everything.
Yeah.
There's no sense of of shall I say, they just don't take the same fire today as they did. They cry on everything. Like they couldn't handle the things that you guys handled back in the day. What do you think about the difference in the physicality today than back in the day when you played?
It's just totally night and day. I mean, they changed the rules. See, everybody talking about who's the GOAT. It's hard to say who's the GOAT because the rules changed. When Jordan played, a little more physical. Now LeBron has no physicality at all. So the league has changed the rules with the 3-point shot. So it is very difficult because you can't touch anyone. I mean, they want to show your skill level and let the guys kind of run free, don't impede their progress. But at the same time, I mean, those a lot of those guys can play in my era, and maybe we couldn't play in that era either because I would have been fouled out in about 2 minutes. I'll tell you, I've been fouled out. So
That's true.
like nowadays because you just can't touch anyone.
Not even found out. They probably would have given you like those flagrant ones and flagrant twos.
Well, Buck wasn't. He wasn't Dennis Rodman. Not that Dennis Rodman wasn't a bad guy,
Right.
right? But there was some guys that like was ignorant with their stuff,
Right.
and but Buck's a nice guy. But I seen in a little highlight there that Buck was like him and Terry was about to get in. I was like, they the two nicest guys in the league. I don't know what they gonna fight about.
Well, you try to do it on the court. You get on the court. No rules on the court. And once you get off, you be friends. That's the way we operate. But nowadays, these guys are friends on the court and off the court. I'm like, this is crazy.
No. But no, it is different. I think somebody we were talking about the other day. You could get a hand check, right?
Right.
Guy can hand check you from one end of the court to the other end of the court, and you had to fight that hand check,
Right.
right? And then if you drove to the basket, there's a guy like you standing
Yeah.
there waiting to knock you out when you got there.
Back in the day, too, the court was so condensed. I mean, you didn't have a lot of room to operate in there. I mean, nowadays it's wide open. I mean, so you can kind of drive in and do what you want to do. So all the points you scored around the hoop, man, those some real points you scored. Because you had like 2 or 3 guys, you scoring over 2 or 3 dudes because you're packed in the paint in there. So it's just a totally different game now, man. Pacing and the clock and the 3-point shot. You have the no hand checking. It's just totally. It's just a different game, man.
Yeah, it is a different game today. I mean, I got to be honest though. Since I'm a little guy, so you a big guy,
Yeah.
right? And so your role was different than mine,
Yeah.
coming up. So you tell big guys don't put the ball on the floor. Hey, don't put the
Yeah.
ball on the
Yeah.
floor, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
pass that ball to the guard,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So we had the guards had free reign. So today's game would be for me. It would be lights out. It'd be like, man, you just come down, just letting it go.
Yes, man. Yes. You see some of these dudes come on the fast break and pull up for a three. Man, if you did that nowadays, where you going? You're going right to the bench. You pull up on a fast break and shoot a three. You see that happens all the time. So I can imagine a guy like you in this game today, or any of the guards back in the day in this game. Oh my God, it's been crazy. But on the other flip side of as a forward, as a center, now it's kind of different. Because now they got you out the 3-point line. So that would be a stretch for most power forwards and centers. So it's just an interesting way the game is evolving.
Yeah. Real quick, talk a little bit about your experience. You going from being drafted by the Nets,
Mm-hmm.
playing with the Nets, having a wonderful career, retired your jersey there, right? Retired your jersey there, and also, man, you was an all-star
Mm-hmm.
on the all-star team with the Nets,
Yeah.
and then now you end up in Portland, and you guys are competing for championships. Talk about that experience.
Well, it's kind of interesting because I came to the right team initially. Larry Brown was a phenomenal coach. He's a teacher. You know, Larry Brown is probably one of the best coaches ever coached uh, basketball because he has a passion for it. He'd take a player that's so suspect talent and kind of make them to good players. I think it's a sign of a great coach. So when I got to New Jersey, Larry was constantly teaching me the fundamentals of the game, along with learning how to play it. And so I owe so much to Larry Brown being my first coach. So he kind of instilled the fundamentals and got me to a point where offensively I was respectable. And then I got an opportunity to kind of build my resume in New Jersey. Then got traded out to Portland and played with some of the greatest players, Clyde Drexler, Doug Verve, Terry Porter. You know, the only thing they needed that team was power forward, somebody could score around the basket, defend, and be a leader on the team. And I fit that role. And then we went to finals twice and Western Conference once. But it was the best grade of my career. I didn't want to go to Portland. It was on the Pacific Northwest. I knew nothing about Portland. Every time I went out and played against them in New Jersey, probably stayed in the hotel, but it's a wonderful part of the country. It's sad that a lot of people don't get a chance to see it, but that was a great career move for me and really kind of launched my career in terms of winning and competing for championships.
Yeah, and you mentioned there's the jersey retirement.
Right.
I see a little guy down there by your elbow there.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean it was well deserved, man. And remember Fritz?
Yeah, Chris Massman.
Yeah, I love Fritz, man.
His favorite line was drink a beer and put ice on it.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
great
that
friend.
was his favorite thing, man. I remember in rookie camp, he said to me, I was catching cramps. He said, "Man, go. I don't even drink." Right? He like, "Hey, get a beer, man, and make them cramps go away."
You know, we remedy for everything. Uh,
Yeah.
Great trainer though, man. The thing about back in the day, if you got injured, you would go to the trainer, and the trainer pretty much like say, "Hey, dude, you gonna play or not?" Like the coaches had like nothing to do with it. Like you had to get through the trainer first before you set out. And Fritz was tough, man. If you didn't have a broken leg, Fritz would say, "Tell the coach, look, he can play. Put him out there." So it's a whole different mindset than it is today. And we had a training camp for a whole month.
That's
Nowadays,
right.
you have a training camp for a week. And one of those days you can't have contact. One of those practices you can't have contact. Only contact once a day for a week. And you wonder why these guys always get injured. Because they're
Yeah.
not doing conditioning for a month like we did.
That's right.
Training camp was brutal, man, back in the day.
That's
You went for
right.
a whole month, 2 days, some little gym somewhere. It was rough. The training camp was rough. But
Yeah.
we got it in great shape.
Yeah. And I got a couple of you guys were awesome. That team was amazing in Portland, man. You had everywhere bench
Mm-hmm.
starters.
Yeah.
You had all was necessary to win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, man, that series with you in Chicago, man, that was a great series,
Yeah.
man. You know, talk about that and talk about like what could have been the difference? I mean, other than getting rid of Michael Jordan. I mean,
Well, it was interesting because we the last game 6 we lost. It was the starters were out in the game. The role guys in the game, they got them back in the game 6. And I was like, man, we're gonna go to a game 7. But Michael always had the answer, man. Sometimes you see LeBron playing in the game, he'll defer to his teammates to take the last shot. But with Michael, man, he just would always relish in taking that last shot. And like he just had the ability, man, to raise his game to another level at that peak part of the game. But it was a great series, but the chemistry on our team was incredible. But Michael, man, is very special, man. That dude, they talk about LeBron. LeBron's a great player, but Michael, man, you look at that dude's resume. You look at fourth quarter the game need to be won. I don't know what the stats on it, but Michael really would always find a way to get to that next level, and he did it in 1992. I'm sorry, Isaiah we had Isiah in 1990. And Isiah was a handful, man. That dude probably the greatest 6 foot ever played the game.
Yeah.
So I wish we could have caught Michael in '91. We caught him in '92. '91 was the first championship they won. That was our best team in Portland in '91. We won 6-3 games, lost to the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. So that's the year I really wanted to see Michael. But we had lost the previous. Those are three of the best seasons, man, that probably the history of the NBA. The '90 season, '91, '92 for our team. We didn't win a championship, obviously, but in terms of like wins and great teams, those 3 years there are probably some of the best years ever in the NBA for a team.
Yeah, yeah. And what people don't understand today is about the '90s, the '80s, the '70s, and even below. The game was so physical.
Right, right.
Yeah, I mean, you could get away with almost killing a dude in there, man, and just to see Michael particularly go through, you knew he was going to get the ball, you knew what he was going to do, and just physically you could bang him and beat him, and he was just relentless, and then besides that, I just got to say, man, that was great. That was a great series right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you talk about power forwards, here's a curiosity question. You talk about power forward between you and Karl Malone. I mean, them had to be some all out war.
Well, when I came to Portland, I knew my number one assignment was I had to contain Karl Malone in order for Portland to get to the finals. That was my whole objective when I went there. They told me I knew it. So we played them in preseason, man, and I kind of just set the tone, saying, hey, my deal is to contain you long. I'm not going to be able to stop you, but I got to contain you just long enough for us to get this win. And we beat them in '90 to get to the finals. We beat them in '90, '91, and we beat them in '92. They couldn't get past us. And it was a home and home situation. We were always winning the final game at home because we had a better record. But that was my assignment. Man, Karl Malone they don't talk about Karl Malone much, but that dude was, you look at his career, man, he was a phenomenal basketball player. They say Tim Duncan's the best power forward, but Karl Malone has to be right there, right with Tim Duncan. I think Karl Malone really is the best power forward that probably ever played the game. One of the best ever played the game.
Well, I have to, I have to agree with you in terms of him being the best power forward. When you look at Tim Duncan, everybody will equate games, championships, and then he had a great team too.
Right.
He had great players on his team as well. But Karl was, he was a beast.
Pretty much he and John Stockton for their whole career.
Yeah.
He had Tim Duncan had David Robinson, and Tim Duncan really is a center. Really, he would boil all down. Dude is really a center. Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
They say he's a power forward, but he's really a big center playing the power forward position.
Yeah, definitely. And then finally the I got another curiosity question. Len Bias.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
One of the greatest players ever came out of Maryland. Talent-wise, skill level. He was potential, skill, athleticism. This dude had it all. He wouldn't be Michael Jordan. He was going to be Michael Jordan. That's who Len Bias is going to be in the pros.
So you think that between the two of those guys, they possess the same mindset? Because it's one thing. A lot of us have physicality. We have athleticism. We got talent. But the thing that separates Michael, having all that, what I just said, and then having a mindset,
Yeah.
right? So you think that Len Bias had that kind of mindset as well?
Yeah, skill wise, Len Bias in college was a more skilled player than Michael Jordan.
Mm.
Only had hops. His skill level was higher than Michael Jordan in college. So I knew that he was going to be even a better player in his career than Michael Jordan was in his. He been on that level as Michael. I can't say better. He was on that same level that Michael was. He
Wow.
was in terms of the pros. Because in college, you look at him in college. Skill wise, Michael was limited. Michael didn't have no left hand. Michael's left hand was suspect. Kenny, what's the name? Kenny Smith talks about it all the time. Well, he was, joking with Mike all the time about his left hand and some of the limits to his game in college. But Michael, with the balance that he has, he went to the gym, he worked on and became, a master at those skills at the end of the day. But starting out, Lynn skill wise was better than Michael.
Mm. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Just two. I seen Len play in college, man. Whew, explosive. I mean, between him and Michael was. I would love to just go back and pull up a couple of those games with him and Len.
Man, shootout.
Yeah. That's just explosive, man. And I was looking forward to seeing Len with the Celtics.
Yeah. Lynn had a no fear, same mentality Michael had, man. Lynn was not afraid, man. Had so much confidence in his game. That guy was, hey, man, I knew he was going to be a superstar. He was going to be a superstar. He was going to Boston, the radar back. They do business differently in Boston. You go there, man, the way they manage you there is totally different. They didn't hold him accountable, and he's going to have to be part of the offense and have to play with the team, and they were going to really make sure that he hit the ground running in terms of what he needed to do to be a good basketball player.
Yeah, man, we could talk all night about about basketball, man. Yeah, and the thing is that the thing that makes us who we are when I think about and I try to help young people. We talk about it before the show, is having that balance. And a friend of mine was saying earlier today, he was talking about the 4-dimensional person.
Mm-hmm.
The physical dimension, the mind, the mental dimension, and then I like to say there's a character dimension. More not the spiritual dimension. The third one is the character, the choice of being good people. When we're saying to each other, "Hey, Buck's a good person. Darwin's a good person." Albert was a great person, right? I mean, that's character, man. And you mentioned, we were both mentioning our mentors, growing up, and our families giving us the foundation to build that kind of character. Right. And then to have the fourth dimension, which is spiritual.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. When you have the 4 levels of dimension, you're going to be in your assignment.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That you play with the purpose. You play knowing that you're leaving a legacy, that you're establishing a legacy. Right. So I want to say thank you, Buck, man, because, when people ask me, man, Buck is a great player, right? But Buck was a great person, right? An even greater person. So I want to thank you for, taking time out. Now, I don't mind coming down to Maryland. I'm competitive in everything, but I don't, I hate losing. But I don't mind coming down playing a little golf,
You have an invitation to come down here too. I mean, like I said, hop down there to ATM machine if we get down here. Because I want to get some of that money. I want to get some of that ministry money.
Yeah.
You got over there. Don't tell your wife you're gonna get about, just a couple dollars. It ain't gonna break the bank. But I want to get some of that money.
I just drove by there, man. My brother retired at Fayetteville, and I was down there for about 10 days.
Do you know Enos Wiley? You know Enos?
I know Enos Wiley. I don't know him well, but I know him.
He's a big golfer. He and I play sometimes. So you come down, three of us get together, and we'll go out and play, man. So next time you pass through here when the weather's okay, we'll go out and hit it.
Okay, let's do that, man.
Open invitation.
Open invitation. Okay.
All right.
All right, man. Buck, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you, man.
Okay.
Man, hold on for a second. Okay. Say what you were gonna say.
I appreciate you, man, and you and your family, and get a chance to meet your family and come on your show, and maybe we do it again in the future.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'm gonna close out now. Just hold on for a second.
Okay.
Again, I want to say, number one, I want to apologize. I don't know, my laptop, or I don't know what it is. My laptop, I keep freezing. I might have to just get another laptop or something. But hey, you could still hear us, right? We can still hear you, and the conversation was great. I want to say thank you to Buck, and I want to say thank you to each and every one who supports the Blueprint each and every week. I want to say God bless you. And remember, I say it every time, every week, right? If God allows you to wake up tomorrow, make tomorrow your masterpiece. God bless you, and I'll see you next week.
Hello. I enjoyed it, man.
Yes, sir.
You and the wife, y'all have a good night, and we'll get together next time.
All right, cool.
Take care.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode of Lowe's More, the Blueprint Podcast. Stay connected and follow us at our website, www.lowesmore.com. That's LOWESMOORE.com. You can also join the discussion on Twitter at Lowe's More and on Facebook at Lowe's More Jr. As always, thank you for pushing your mindset towards a better reality. This concludes the most thought-provoking portion of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast to stay fully up to date with everything we're up to. Until next time, be kind to yourself and each other.
What they teaching is a joke. I ain't buying it like I'm broke. Insufficient funds for insignificant.